What I really want to show you is how these leaves came to be. What we did it very scientifically. We created 3 levels of leaves. We've got 5 different leaves, shapes, and then we created 3 layers. So we painted the background all like a, I'm not sure, russet, I think. So everything that's this dark brown is just the base coat of russet. Then we laid insignificant leaves on in 2s, okay, all the way around. I used my stencil for base coating, I used my stencil for highlighting, and I used my stencil for shading. So I did a teeny bit of floating next to leaves to give them pop, like here, but most everything was done through the stencil, and that's using the stencil as a screen. So let me show you how that's done. Now these are the size that I used for those leaves. I'm going to switch to a smaller size that I used on Lazy Susan so that I can fit it on this board. And find a paper towel. Okay, so I'm going to use the dome brush, and we're going to pretend like I've got a big old long hair here. We're going to pretend like this is our painted project. So you could stipple. You could use a sponge to stipple and base. When you're stippling and basing, you want to make sure you're stippling right on the edge. Don't aim towards under. So you want to kind of stipple to the in. Okay, we'll let that dry for a minute, and then we'll come back and do the rest of the technique. Don't forget that you have 2 sides to your stencil. You have the side that you can flip it over and have it be a reverse. Oh, and then also something that I learned, I think I knew it before, but I relearned it. You know, it's funny how you do that. You can take your hand sanitizer, and now this was stenciling, and it was heavy paint stenciling, but you can clean your brush out with hand sanitizer, and it's going to clean it out, and it's going to dry really fast. This works really good for dry rubbing techniques. Okay, so you can just clean that out, and much better if I'm not base coating with it. And because it's alcohol based, it's going to remove all the paint, and it's going to dry really, really fast because alcohol evaporates. So that's a really good way to clean your brushes in between these techniques. Okay, we're going to go into our shade. Let's go shade first. I like the crescent brushes more for highlighting because you can really see the highlight, and then they're smoother. It's a finer bristled brush. So for shading, we would just decide where we wanted to shade. We dry off all of the paint, and then come over here, and we can just fade that out. If you get too heavy-handed, you can go into your base coat and you can smooth it back the other way. Okay, then if you want to highlight, you just go into your highlight color, and you can build your highlight wherever you want it. You can repeat to build it higher. Okay, and then if you peek, then you see that you have a shaded and highlighted little leaf without any hard work at all. Excellent for classes, excellent for grandkids, excellent for speed, excellent for precision. It's just a really, really awesome technique.